Everybody?
Yep. Good morning, world.
Are we live yet?
We are.
Dope. You want me to do the intro?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Sorry, I wasn't. I had to run downstairs real quick.
You're good, bro.
Let's get this thing right.
Monday. It's a Monday. Do the Monday things.
Oh, screen sharing stop. Hold on a second. Sorry, man. Monday all day.
Yep.
I think I got it now. Shit.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Wake and Bake Crew Live, brought to you by the Chosen Family. Oops. There we go. Today's show is, hold on. Let me try that again. Today is January 18th, 2020, and you are tuning into the morning Wake and Bake Crew Live. Get some more excitement in this bitch. All right. Today's show is brought to you by our family, the Chosen Family, which is all of us that you see on these screens. So many screens here. Here, and here. You see all those waving hands. Today's show is also brought to you by our community, Minnesota marijuana. Oh shit. I do drop that link anyways. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that link in the comments if you'd like to join our community. Quickly click on that link. Don't forget to answer both questions. Two requirements. The first, you are a Minnesota resident. The second is that you answer both questions to be admitted. Today's show is also brought to you by our organization, Minnesota NORML. If you'd like to find out more information about our organization and what we are doing to end cannabis prohibition here in Minnesota, you can click on our link. Go to www.minnormal.org. You can learn more about our organization. We have a bunch of information about ourselves on that website. You just got to go through and read it all. And if you read through it and you're like, damn, yeah, okay, I agree with that, I want to get that done, then simply you can help us in several different ways. The first is by becoming a dues paying member for as little as $4.20 a month.
Cha-ching.
As I always say, just a little bit coming from a lot of people goes a long way in the work that we're able to do. For those of you guys who are interested in taking it a step further and becoming a volunteer, boots on the ground, it is a two-step process. All you got to do is go to go to www.getempower.com/mnnormal and download the empowerment app. Super easy app. You just download it on your phone, and we will be using it to send out notifications and event updates or actionable items to all of our members, our supporters, and our volunteers. So if you are any of those or want to become any of those, all you got to do is download that app first. After you've downloaded that app, shoot any of the Minnesota NORML chapter pages a message and say, hey, I've downloaded the empowerment app. What is next? Because I'm ready to go, ready to start kicking ass. And we'll get you linked in and with the organizing that we're doing statewide, as well as the chapter leader in your area, so you guys can link up and start kicking ass where you live locally. So today's show, we got some interesting articles for you guys today. First, in national news, four things to consider when looking for a medical marijuana doctor. Inside of our community, this is a question that comes up often. How do I get a card? Who do I contact? Where do I start? And so this is going to be an awesome story to go over. After that, we got a story on Biden. He taps marijuana legalization supporter to lead the Democratic National Committee, which is pretty dope. More details on that. Yes.
No. North Dakota. North Dakota.
What?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. North Dakota. Oh, oh shit. I thought you did the North Dakota one.
This one came out yesterday.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right. Well, forget the medical marijuana doctors. We're gonna give you something else. We're gonna give you a story on North Dakota lawmakers who filed a bill to significantly expand the marijuana decriminalization law. So we'll give you that instead of the medical doctors. Maybe we'll bring that up tomorrow or some other time, because I know it's very important to our community as well. Following that, we will have our, as usual, local news where we talk about some stuff we got coming up here. Minnesota NORML recently just put out a blog post outlining the agenda for the 2021 year. So maybe that might be something we'll discuss. Following that, as always, we have our fact of the day, which is brought to you by the lovely yet fierce Mandy Lion. Grr, grr. There's my camera. And always following that, we got Corey, fucking shit. Corey the kid with the strain of the day. Pew, 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 pew. Then we'll have our local artist section. We love to showcase our local artists, but not just our local musical talent, but also our local artists, the ones who use their talent in other ways other than music. We'll be showcasing a local artist here today as well. And in addition to our usual local music, Wake Break, brought to you by Leash the producer and Camille Black, Chameleon. She's always on some shit. I love Camille. She's like the best. After that, we have our I did that. Oh yeah, we have our weather with Dab and Dave, who will let you know whether or not it is safe to get on them roads today. I did see some snow when I looked outside last night. I have yet to look outside today. Well, I can see outside, but I can't see the ground. So yeah, we'll love your help there and your advice there, Dave. And lastly, we have our word of the day, where you will get an opportunity to win this week's badass prize, which we will reveal later in the show. So let's get to it. Here you go, Dave. I'm gonna toss you this magical air joint. Let's see what it turns into.
All right. First of all, everybody, happy Martin Luther King Day. Hope you're enjoying it. So this article came out of the marijuana moment. North Dakota lawmakers have introduced a bill to significantly expand marijuana decriminalization in the state. The legislation, which was filed on Monday, would build an initial cannabis decriminalization law that was enacted in 2019. Under the current statute, possession of a half ounce or less of marijuana is an infraction punishable by a fine up to $1,000 with no jail time. The new proposal would make possession of up to an ounce a non-criminal offense that carries a $50 fine. Further, possession of more than 1 ounce and less than 250 grams would be treated as an infraction rather than a Class B misdemeanor as it is currently classified. And possessing more than 250 grams of marijuana would be a Class B misdemeanor, and possessing more than 500 grams would be a Class A misdemeanor. The bill is being sponsored by Representative Shannon Jones and Senator Scott Meyer, both Republicans in their respective chambers. It has been referred to the House Judiciary Committee. It's encouraging to see Representative Jones and her colleagues continue to push to reduce harsh and senseless penalties for possession of small amounts of marijuana in North Dakota. Jared Moffitt, state campaigns manager at the Marijuana Policy Project, told Marijuana Moment, decriminalization is no substitute for legalizing and regulating marijuana for adults, as several of North Dakota's neighbors have now done, but passage of this bill would continue the trend of progress the state has seen in recent years. Activists are moving forward with plans to put a cannabis legalization ballot initiative before voters in 2022. The measure, which would allow adults 21 and older to possess and cultivate cannabis for personal use, was submitted to Secretary of State Al Yeager on Monday. If language is accepted, the campaign will be able to start signature gathering to qualify for the ballot. The team behind the new initiative came close to putting a similar measure on the state ballot last year, but petitioning efforts were impeded by the coronavirus pandemic. A separate group of advocates, Legalized North Dakota, also attempted to qualify a different legalization initiative in 2020 that would have allowed retail sales, but excluded a home grow option. That organization is also considering plans for its own 2022 measure. Previously, a 2018 legalization push that did not qualify for the ballot was defeated, or that did qualify for the ballot was defeated. Voters in the state did approve a measure to legalize medical cannabis in 2016, though the law was scaled down by legislature the following year. Now, activists are skeptical that the legislature has the appetite to enact the policy change on their own. It is the case that lawmakers may feel increased pressure, given that voters in neighboring South Dakota and Montana elected to legalize cannabis in November. So with that, I'll pop the rest of this in the article or in the chat. Yeah, I mean, this is more of our neighbors starting to, get on board with at least, decriminalization is, like I said, is not a answer to legalization, but it's a good start. So I'd be curious to see what everyone else thinks about that.
Well, I think it is important that, especially with like this specific issue, and because there's so much pushback from so many of the people in power, that it's important that like we attack at every different angle that we can, and so I think it's great that they are pulling together and listening to the voice of the people and being like, you know what, some of you guys got your priorities fucked up. Like, it's not about us, it's about them, which is pretty dope. I hope to see it go through. So, fingers crossed.
Well, they did, as I said, it talked about the one in 2016 or 2018. That one actually did make the ballot, but it lost 41 to 59%. Now, I backtracked this to the article, and it doesn't state how many people voted. They just show the percentages. I'm thinking this one came in a little too fast and literally had no restrictions whatever. And it was kind of like a wide open Wild West type bill, and unfortunately it got defeated. So hopefully they'll get a little more organized this time and get it done right.
For sure. Yes, sir.
With that, I'm going to hand it off to Amy for the next story. There you go.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
All right.
Dave.
Good morning. All right, so President-elect Joe Biden's pick to lead the Democratic National Committee is a strong backer of marijuana legalization. It's the latest example of a nominee holding cannabis policy reform views that go further than the incoming president's. If confirmed by party leaders on Thursday, as is expected, former South Carolina Democratic Party Chair Jamie Harrison will be responsible for coordinating Democrats' national political activities. To that end, a push from the chair to emphasize marijuana reform, which is overwhelmingly supported by Democratic voters, could be broadly influential. Harrison made a 2020 run for a Senate seat held by outgoing Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham, but didn't prevail. During his campaign, he stressed the need to legalize marijuana as a means to promote racial justice. He said, quote, "I think we should legalize, regulate, and tax marijuana like we do alcohol and tobacco." He said that in July. Also saying, "There is simply no medical reason to lock people up over this issue. In essence, this is about common sense. We know that marijuana arrests, including those for simple possession, account for a large number of drug arrests," he said. "And the racial disparities in marijuana enforcement, black men and white men smoke marijuana at the same rates, but black men are much more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession. It's just unacceptable," end quote. Oh no, he goes on. "Across the country, we are finding that states are legalizing marijuana and medical marijuana, and it's just time for South Carolina to lead on this issue," he said. He also criticized then Attorney General Jeff Sessions after he rescinded an Obama-era Justice Department policy that provided guidance to prosecutors on federal cannabis enforcement. He said, "I believe we need to regulate marijuana just like we do tobacco. I think we need to tax it and make sure that it's safe. I just think that if you look at the science right now, the criminalization, it's been more harmful to us as a society than not," Harrison said in another interview. "I think we will do much better to just simply regulate it and tax it just like we do alcohol and tobacco. So I've been very plain and outspoken on that. I think we have to decriminalize it at this point in time." But the likely DNC's chair's support for broad cannabis reform is at odds with Biden's position. Despite supermajority support for the policy change among Democrats, the president-elect has maintained an opposition to legalization. Instead, he backs decriminalizing possession, legalizing medical cannabis, modest rescheduling, expunging past records, and allowing states to set their own policies free of federal intervention. If formally elected, Harrison would be replacing Tom Perez, whose views on marijuana policy are less clear. That said, the current DNC chair did reveal a cannabis blind spot in 2019 when he attempted to joke about President Trump getting high from smoking hemp, which is a non-intoxicating, and suggested that it makes people dumb. Before Perez, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the Democratic from Florida, served as the DNC chair. She had long opposed cannabis reform, but seems to have evolved, voting in favor of a spending bill amendment for the first time last year that called for protecting all state marijuana programs from federal intervention. The DNC hasn't historically warmed to marijuana reform at the pace of the party's voters. And as recently as last year, the organization's platform committee rejected an amendment that would have made legalization an official 2020 party plank. Instead, the committee adopted a position calling for decriminalization, rescheduling, medical cannabis legislation, expungements, and allowing state-level reform, much like Biden. For her part, Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel, who was recently reelected, said last year when asked about medical marijuana that the issue is best left up to states and there's going to be a variance between states. But that's not something that the RNC puts forward as policy. That's a legislative issue, is what she said. Meanwhile, Biden's choice of Harrison to lead the Democrats' political operation represents yet another pick whose position on legislation breaks with his own. The president-elect announced earlier this month that he wants Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo, who's a Democrat, to run the Commerce Department. The governor came out in support of legalization in 2019, and she released a budget proposal last year that called for a state-run regulatory model for cannabis. Biden also selected a nominee, lead the Department of Health and Human Services, California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, who is also a Democrat, who is amenable to reform. And in his role, he could help facilitate federal cannabis rescheduling. For Attorney General, Biden's nominating Merrick Garland, who has not been especially outspoken about his views on marijuana policy. While advocates expressed concern about his commentary in a 2012 federal appeals case on marijuana scheduling, he doesn't appear to have been publicly hostile to a policy change. In positive news for advocates, the president-elect is also set to nominate former prosecutor and civil rights activist Vanita Gupta as Associate Attorney General. She favors cannabis legalization and has strongly condemned harsh criminalization policies for nonviolent drug offenses. So it looks like there's good news out there on the horizon, folks. What do we think?
Sounds good. Thank you, Amy, for reading that.
I don't like the rescheduling. I think this has to be descheduled first of all.
Just legalize it.
Yeah, I think it's a hopeful sign that Biden's putting forth people that are more open to it than he is. Like maybe kind of an idea that he's willing to move forward, but he doesn't want to be the one to like speak about it.
Right. Yeah, that sounds like something politicians do. They, will sometimes put a shield in front of, or like a puppet in front of, things that they feel strongly about, maybe personally or maybe not, but don't want to be on record saying, hey, I voted for this, or hey, I feel strongly about this issue that may be controversial.
Yep. I don't know. I'm just going to drink my coffee.
Feel the burn. Funny. Right. Well, I suppose I'll stick that in my pipe and smoke it and toss this thing over to Michael for our local.
Oh, thanks, Barry. Thanks, Amy. Thank Dave. Thank you, Dave, for the articles and for the introduction. As always, Vari, man, huge shout out to the Chosen Family Wake and Bake crew. Thank you guys for joining us live every morning consistently, man. We've been doing this about 9 months. There are going to be a few changes to the show. We'll give you guys more information and updates on that later. First and foremost, we had a dope meeting this weekend. Turned out a bunch of people. Thank you guys for showing up and actually taking part in our training on how to speak with legislators. A couple of you guys.
There we go.
Dope. Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah. So a couple of you guys actually got to come to the meeting and participate. We did breakout groups. We did practicing, speaking with legislators. It was a dope meeting. We got some support from Sensible Minnesota, actually came out and supported us at the meeting. Did a little bit of talking about what they're working on as far as legislation next year. Kurt Hanna, huge thank you to everybody that came out. Vari, Sina, Tom Gallagher, and Pat Bradley, who were the presenters for the event. You guys did a great job. We do have another event coming up February 20th. We'll be having another Minnesota NORML members meeting. We'll keep you guys up to date on the details of that event. Also, you can find the event on Facebook at MN NORML in our event page section. In addition to that, we are working on trying to get our legislative agenda out to the public. So if you haven't seen the email that we did send out, we sent a social media post out this morning with a breakdown of our legislative agenda for 2021. If you want to get involved and help us to do that, please go check out the empowerment app, www.getempowered.com/MNNormal. If you want to come on board and help us out. I know a lot of people have been asking how they can get involved. The first step will be to download the empowerment app so we can send you out those calls to action. I think we're doing them once a month or twice a month, Vari. So far, I think it's been about once or twice a month. If you have the Empowerment app or you switched phones and you're not getting the notifications, you may have to download it again, but we will be sending out emails and text messages for all the calls to action. So please, we need you guys' help to fight for legalization. Let's do a little bit more this year. In addition to that, I think I'm gonna just hand it off to Corey with the strain of the day. Looks like he's close to the camera.
All right, today we're working with some Khalifa Kush. Khalifa Kush is 24 to 26% THC. It's an indica dominant of 80-20. The lineage is under lock and key. It was made by a company out in San Jose, California, just for Wiz Khalifa, so they won't let you have any info on it. The effects of it are happy, relax, euphoric, up, and creative. Common uses are suppression, pain, PTSD, terp flavors. It's a fine and sweet flavor. And grow tip is a moderate plant to grow. It flowers about 8 to 10 weeks, 13 to 17 ounces per square meter.
That's pretty high at 26%.
And it isn't that. Well, I was not actually that impressed by the look of it, but yes, that 26% is like, whoop. It's considered his personal wake and bake, but so that's what Wiz Khalifa smokes when he wakes up.
Wow.
Yep.
Because I think with the
Khalifa
indica, it'd be
Kush.
chill, you know, like it'd be like your nighttime weed. But I guess if you're Khalifa, you don't have much to do during the day.
Isn't there a Cali?
Some people like me, it doesn't matter if it's indica or sativa. It does not matter.
That's true. Yeah, everybody's got their own faves.
Not until I'm trying to sleep.
I know they talk about terps and all that different stuff, man, but I don't know. It matters to me. Like there's some weeds I can smoke and, you know, I just want to sit down and relax. Other weeds I can smoke, man. I'll start doing push-ups and start moving around. If you guys were with us at the Capitol, I was smoking the same weed the whole time. And every day we was up there doing push-ups, walking on the steps. Hey, we're smoking the good stuff. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for that strain, Corey. Vari, do we got the fact for the day? I know Chameleon helped out with that last time. I see her back there working around.
What up? What up? Heard my name.
Yeah,
You hear me something?
Drop a fact for the day. You want to read?
Sure.
No.
Yeah, you're muted,
just-
Barry.
I'm cleaning out my fireplace so I can start a fire.
Send with me. It's up on the thing there, Bob. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. Hold on a second.
It's a good day for a toasty fire warm up.
It's a good day for a fire every day
Hey, Vari,
Every
would
day's
it
a good
be
day
easier
for
if
a
I
fire.
grab it?
in my she shed.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you'll have to give it to this. Yeah, I don't know, bro. What'd you say? So let's see. Close. So the wrong Vari. Oh, let me see if I can just do that. No.
I just resent it. Mandy sent it
Oh,
earlier.
you know what? I have it up on my other laptop. That's the problem. That's why I can't pick it up. All right, here we go. Nope, that's Bob. And that is my downloads folder. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then I just gotta Zoom, share. All right. You know what? Fuck it. This will be fine.
You got it.
That'll be fine. Yep. Can I?
Hopefully it's something about fire. Name that
is.
hot. Are you
All right.
ready?
Yup. Can you see that? Okay.
I can see it.
Okay.
And you're gonna
Perfect.
scroll as I read. Cool.
All right. Sweet.
Okay. Even ever wonder how strains of pot are named? Is there a magical formula that dictates the latest and greatest high? According to marijuana seed producers, there's no magical formula. Instead, the strains are created, then smoked. A name brainstorming session that takes place while the pot is being smoked, provoking some intriguing names. Names like Maui Wowie from Hawaii and Purple Haze are typically inspired by experiencing the drug firsthand.
Ooh, right on. Okay.
I want that job.
Purple Trainwreck.
Let's see if I can.
Are we back?
We are back. See, magical.
Ta-da!
All right. Yeah.
Rough,
Just like that.
but I got the song of the day though together, man. So I was thinking while I was telling you to do that, I probably should have just pulled it up on this end. Just pull it up, and then I got the music ready too for Leisha, the producer. Who else we got? Rose and Leisha are introducing a new guest. Is your guest still on?
I believe that's
Amber
Peach.
still here?
I'm still here.
She's still
Yep. So this
I'm
was
here.
our creator
Just
of the week.
got little ones. I'm sorry, y'all.
So
Alright,
we
so we're
got
introducing the creator of the week, which is a visual artist as opposed to a musical artist of the day or week. And today we have on Amber Pierce. Who, Barry, if you could pull that up, or whoever.
you need her images.
Welcome, Amber.
Oh, just unmute.
Hello.
Hello. So let's tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm from Minneapolis, North Minneapolis specifically, and currently living just outside of that in the suburbs, but still representing hard the north side.
Marley. Yep, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Uh-oh. Well, this is
Sorry, you guys. This is a new.
Little technical difficulties,
Portion.
but that was some of your art there that we saw.
Yes, that was a piece. That one was about vices. I was hoping to get I have a portrait of Bob Marley I thought would be
Yep, I got it.
appropriate for today, but there's a few, so whichever one.
Oh, there. Oh, nice.
Very
See the Bob Marley portrait.
That is a digital drawing. So I did that on a drawing pad.
I'm sorry, you guys. There we go.
And the way I use a drawing pad is just like I would a canvas. I don't use layers. I'm not a graphic artist or anything like that. I just use it because, I can't always afford paint.
Really?
But,
Struggle's real.
It's just a sketch on a drawing pad, but
It's beautifully done. I like that that's a different medium. It's digital, but it looks like something that you could turn out with, paint.
I'd hang that on my wall any day.
That's the
Right.
cool
Yeah,
thing
that's-
about
is it a
art, though.
drawing? Is it a painting?
How big is
Charcoal?
it?
Is there any way people can purchase your artwork?
oh yeah, I meant to so I will put a link in chat.
Perfect.
Mostly at this point, I create for myself, but I definitely, will consider commissioned art. I don't vibe with everybody, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So sometimes I'll be presented with a project and I'm like, nah. But most of the time, I'm down to create whatever. So as long as it doesn't conflict with any of my high moral standards.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you want
That's
to drop that on the Wake and Bake live comments, the chat and Zoom will disappear when we're done.
I just did.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
great.
Thanks for sharing, Amber.
I did have one question. I was doing a bunch of stuff, so I might have missed it. Amber, how long have you been doing art?
Ooh, since I was able to hold a crayon, probably. I don't have a whole lot of formal training. I'm self-taught, and I dropped out of college. So, right now I'm kind of in the midst of, creating for the public and trying to send a message. So
That's what's up. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Oh, I hit the wrong video one. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm back. Oh, there we go. Sweet. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of your work on Wednesday and then again on Friday. Appreciate you.
I'll be here.
Tight. All right. Well, with that,
I'm like Johnny
Alicia and
I go max with a stick. Hesitate to quit. That's not the one that
get
came.
into it.
I'm the boss. I make the calls when the gang.
We got on the track.
And Craig, I split a brain with a brick. I be on that crazy shit, straight to range lunatic. If I was there, bro, I would've went out with a bang with the nick. No matter how bad shit it get, I never change on the clip. I'm an OG like retros, talking to dead stock. Can't you smell what I'm cooking, baby? That's hard rock. I get paid around the block, Monopoly, this boardwalk. I count the blessings, now everything I record hot. I can't go forgetting God, I know my worth and that's a lot. You ain't seen shit, just wait till you feel this aftershock. The impact gon' feel like a wheel, doing a belly flop. I'm a hard body, shit, I've been feeling like Juggernaut. Word to my mother, that 30 made him stutter. I can't go outside without my pistol and a rubber. Free my brother Lucci out the feds, he kept a cutter. Yeah, we keep them cutters, I cut a nigga like butter. Bullets out and smother, give him his last supper. They be helping undercover, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker. Pop the trunk, you think that I'm a punk, get bone crusher, it go. Yeah, I be making my own thunder. I ain't worried about the price, it's facts, I got it covered. I'm the one and only, there can never be another. Make niggas freeze up like a video when it buffer. I'm the first fire the caveman ever discovered. I felt Ray and Jimmy, Ray Shrimmer. I ain't got a type, I need an album just to mention all the girls that I like. And everything they do just to get this Klondike. They love how I ball, I'm a different archetype. About to blow, clock ticking, almost tying dynamite. Flow cold, Sub-Zero, spitting out Arctic ice. Smoking out the zip, my shit be louder than motorbikes. My shop open 24/7, morning and overnight.
Hey, damn, that shit was dope. Alicia, who was that?
Kingpin Man, I believe.
Kingpin.
What track was that?
Regular.
Regular?
No,
yeah,
some slight.
that's Kingpin.
Some Slight is the name of the track.
Some Slight by Kingpin. Man, that shit was dope.
Right.
I think I actually have the link. I'll go ahead and drop that in the comments here if y'all want to check that out.
SoundCloud.
Wow. Oh shit, that's the wrong.
Keeping the wrong keyboard. You're so funny.
There we go. I think I dropped it. Did I not? I don't know.
It's on SoundCloud, though, you guys. He's on all platforms.
Sorry. Well, I think I just dropped it in the comments. You guys can go check that out if you want to hear more from Kingpin Man. So, Gavin Dave, my man.
What's up?
It's cold.
It's cold. It's cold. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it is cold out, but at least the roads look good in St. Paul. I was taking a look at the cameras here. Everything seems to look good. Rush hour seems to have subsided. All the roads appear to be a little damp, but pretty much clear. Things are looking good out there. Temperatures are cold. St. Paul's going to be looking at a high today of about 17 degrees and a low probably getting close to 0 tonight. I noticed that tomorrow morning is going to be a little bit chilly around bus stop time at 7 a.m. In fact, a lot of Minnesota could be looking at some negative temps, but otherwise pretty much temperatures are going to be stable. They'll bounce back in the afternoon to the teens, mid 20s. Some places might stick around the single digits up north, but there is a slight warm up coming, and we mean like almost 30. But Friday morning at 7 a.m. So far, it looks like it's going to be a very cold and windy morning. Pretty much the whole state's in the purple. We're looking all at minus temperatures, so you're really going to want to bundle up for that. As for any systems coming through, we're going to see some flurries here and there. Nothing really accumulative. I don't really see any accumulative weather coming until possibly the 27th. There may be a system coming through that could dump some measurable snow on us, give us a couple, 3 more inches or so. But besides that, things look good. So like I said, the next couple days, you're going to be looking at temperatures in the teens, 20s. Like I said, we got a little bounce back here up to 34 on Wednesday for St. Paul, but then the temperatures are going to start dropping. And winter is definitely going to feel like it's here to stay. So with that, back to you, Vari.
Jeez, I am still kind of lost.
Man, it's gonna be cold in January in Minnesota. How do you figure?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm curious to see when it's going to finally break. I think it's going to be a late spring.
It feels like the seasons are moving a little bit, shifting over the years. Like it's getting to be like a later winter and a later spring. Because, it wasn't really snowy and cold around here until the end of December.
And I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but our poles are shifting. They're not where they were before. They've moved.
They said the Earth is spinning faster than normal.
It's also glitching. It's actually been,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking microseconds here, but it's enough. It's a scientifically significant to that. It's kind of jogging. And they believe that it's possibly because we're going through a magnetic excursion with the poles shifting and a lot of things going on with the sun too. So yeah, it affects us.
Yep, absolutely does. It's weird. It's like every time there's something about like when the cold hits or like wintertime. I think a lot of it had to do with like through high school. Like I just had some really shitty experiences through winter up north. And so like when winter comes, like I feel like I always seem to like go into hermit mode. Like I crawl back into my shell and like don't leave the house. And yeah, but I don't know. Maybe that's the universe telling me you need to stay your ass inside.
Well, it gets dark so early. It's like once you come home and it's dark and it's cold, you're like, nope, not going anywhere else.
Unless you have a snow.
4 p.m., everything's done.
So weird. I don't like it.
I love
it. Vitamin D, very important. So I supplement with vitamin D during the winter. I find that it does help with my mood tremendously. I can tell a big difference when I don't take it and when I do.
And a sun lamp. A sun lamp can really help too. Putting a sun lamp in your house, have it come on at 5 a.m. Yeah.
So V-Man was slipping this morning. So we are actually going to do the Wheel of Names tomorrow. We're going to do it on Tuesday. So I gotta get that list together. But you see, I got myself a wheel. You see that? I went and I actually made this. It is like a tub. I did like a little hole saw in it so I could make it a hole. And then I have my little dab tool here and I just stick it in there and then I can just wheel it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw colors on here so then you can see when I'm spinning it, it's gonna be like, man, we going to the next level. Just watch. All right, so with that being said, Rose, the onesie magician. What you got for us today?
Today's word of the day is dream. Fittingly.
Right. Well, today's word is dream. Drop that in the comments before 11:59 p.m. tonight to get a shot at winning this badass prize, which was it was actually requested by a few people after we had it on a recent prize. So I got another one.
How fitting, you guys. I'm just unboxing Scentsy
Oh, the little chiller.
This
Sweets
week's prize
collection.
is this badass desk chiller, freezer, fridge, and / warmer. It works as both as a warmer and a cooler. It will keep your hold on, me pop up on here. Okay, so oops. I don't want to remove. I just want to. Okay. Anyways, this thing is stupid. I don't know how to figure it out. All right. Anyway, so this thing, here you go, is both a cooler and a warmer. So the cool setting is down to 4 degrees Celsius, which is, it chills down to 32. But the warming setting actually goes up to 131 degrees. So like if you got some munchies in here, or you got some munchies, you're like, you know what, I don't need them right now, but I don't want to use the microwave, but I also want to be in my office right now. You can go ahead and take said munchies, stick it in your cooler / warmer, and pop it on the warmer side, and then just let it warm up for like 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, or however long it takes, depending on what you're eating. And then just like, and then you don't have the microwave rays all up in your shit also. The other thing this is great for is if you have, let's say, CBD oils or tinctures or concentrates of any sort. Those concentrates, the terpenes inside those concentrates are super volatile. So they begin to degrade at like room temp is when they really begin to degrade, like 70 something degrees. And so if you can keep them inside of a cooler, like this thingamabob here, it'll allow you to keep your medicine shelf life much longer. And if there is flavor that is involved in however you take your medicine, then it will also continue to keep that flavor. And actually, sometimes it'll actually cure it and continue to improve on those terpenes. So this personal chiller, which is badass, I did give a few out to gifts to the homies this year. I got one for myself. These things are just super duper cool. So all you got to do is driggity drop that word of the day. What's that again, Rose?
Dream.
Dream. Drop that word of the day, dream, in the comments before 11:59 p.m. tonight to get your ticket number for next Monday's drawing on the Wheel of Names.
Man, Vari, that thing's like hypnotizing.
Yeah, I know. Just wait until the colors are on there. It's going to be really cool. Might start
Excellent.
taking people's mind over.
Good example of high engineering.
Yes, high engineering. It's a new word. I like that.
High ingenuity.
All right, sweet.
You been dreaming about that, Vari?
You know, it has taken up quite a bit of my mental space. So it had, you know, I had to get it out so I can make it.
Did you have any help with the blue dream?
And I wish. I haven't had any blue dreams in quite some time.
That's been a while. Now.
I have not either. I can't wait till I do again.
A couple of years
ago. I guess quickly before we hop off here, there was, dang it, so many different, nope, that's, my mouse is connected to those two screens and not this one. I keep looking at this one because this is where the camera's at. Michael earlier said in our local section that we recently just had a event and members meeting this past weekend on Saturday, which went awesome, I think. We had a good turnout. We also had some great discussion, good education, good presentations. Overall, it was just really, really awesome. So one thing that we did discuss, and I thought that maybe would be a good thing to kind of go over here real quick, is the 2021 Minnesota legislative agenda for Minnesota NORML. I'm not going to go into detail on these. I'm just going to kind of hit them real quick. But I am going to drop the link in the comments. So if you guys are looking more detail into more details into each section, maybe it's something that you might find yourself wanting to get involved in, or that you are passionate about, an issue you're passionate about and you want to support. So the first is the constitutional amendment ballot question. Many of the adult use legal states got there, not by legislation, but by voter initiatives on states' election ballot, which is something that Minnesota does not have. So if we could give the voters the ability to vote on initiatives and referendums ballots, that would be huge for our ability to speak our voice. Second is to the small amount decrim law, which makes possession of small personal amounts of marijuana, concentrate, edibles, and liquids a petty misdemeanor instead of a felony, because currently they are a felony. If you have like a small little dab of wax and you have 1.5 ounces of cannabis, or like 41 grams of cannabis, that 41 grams of cannabis is not a felony, but that little 0.2 of wax is a felony. So, you know, it's a huge issue that we want to look at. Excluding drug purity test kits from drug paraphernalia definition. Currently, testing your drugs to make sure that they are not full of contaminants is not, or is currently seen as paraphernalia. So say you got a testing kit to make sure that there's nothing in your stuff that is considered paraphernalia, you can get a ticket for that. Fourth is the access to medical cannabis program for people on probation or DOC release. Currently, there is no specific language saying that, hey, this is fine for them. So we want to make sure that those people are able to access the program as well. 5 is add flower to the medical cannabis program, which we've all talked about quite a bit, which is you know, huge for us here. 6 is criminal defense for the possession of medical cannabis. Currently, right now, if you get caught with something and you are not on the medical program, you can't say to the judge or jury, hey, I had that for medical use and this is why. Like, you can't say that shit. Like, it's fucked up. 7 is the federal DEA exemption petition for state authorized use of medical cannabis. So they want to add, barring any violations listed for the purpose of sections, a bunch of different sections. So basically, medical cannabis is accepted from all schedules and controlled substances. 8 is removal of non-synthetic THC from Schedule 1 classification, which is pretty self-explanatory. 9, codify into statute the medical cannabis program changes made into the governor's peacetime emergency. And lastly, comprehensive cannabis reform bill, which was put up by Rep. Ryan Winkler last year, which did not get a chance to see anything because of COVID. So if any of those issues are things that you feel strongly about, I would encourage you to get involved now, and you can do so by simply going to www.minnormal.org/join. You can become a dues paying member for as little as $4.20 a month.
Cha-ching!
Yeah, so, you know, as I always say, this year we are going full bore. We're going to kick ass and we're going to get some shit done. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. If you'd like to join the show and join the conversation, you're more than welcome. You just got to click on the description of the live every single day. It is the same Zoom link, just popping your name between 9:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, or Fridays, and you can join the conversation with us. Lastly, if you would like to take an extra step and get involved by becoming a volunteer, you can do so. It is a 2-step process. The first step is going to www.getempower.com/MNNormal. That's NORML. We have a bunch of information that we will be sending out to all of our members and our supporters and our volunteers about members meetings and events and actionable items that we can take as a community to help push legislation through. So that is going to be a huge thing if you want to help. After you download the Empowerment app, go ahead and click on any of the Minnesota NORML chapter pages and say, hey, I've downloaded the Empowerment app and I'd like to get started as a volunteer. We get you linked up, locked and loaded and ready to go to start kicking ass and making change here in Minnesota. With that being said, I'm gonna leave you guys on this quote by Oprah Winfrey. She says, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. So I love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Happy Monday. Deuces.
Peace out,
I
everybody.
know
Have a
I'm
great
made
day.
for this shit. Had to take a break, figure out a way how I'ma get paid after shit. Check my shoe game. I'm like Johnny Cage with the kicks. Fix the pole in battle. I go Max Payne with a stick. Had to take the clip. That's not the one that came with the click. I'm the boss. I make the calls when the gang politic. I don't blame Craig. I split a brain with a brick. I be on that crazy shit. Straight to range lunatic. If I was there, bro, I would've went. I would've banged with the nick. No matter how bad shit it get, I never change on the clip. I'm a OG like retros talking to dead stock. Can't you smell what I'm cooking, baby? That's hard rock. I get paid around the block. Monopoly, this boardwalk. I count the blessings, now everything I record hot. I can't go forgetting God, I know my worth and that's a lot. You ain't seen shit, just wait till you feel this aftershock.